guys and gals. So today I'm going to post some information about a game that I was playing the other day. The other day I ended up playing a Pac-Man homebrewed 8K game. And what I want to do is I want to give some information on it because it's not something that you would normally play on the Atari 2600. It was somebody else that actually made the game, and they actually put it in a cartridge so you could play it on the real Atari 2600. So I'm going to go over some details about it, just in case anyone's wondering. So let's get over here. So this is a Pac-Man 8K game review by Nuki Shea. All right, and as you can see, the maze looks like the original one. Just some modifications. Basically, they put lines in a lot of the walls to make it look more like the arcade. All right, you still have 4 ghosts, but they're all colored this time, and you actually hear the Pac-Man sounds, which is really cool as well, because the original Pac-Man, you didn't hear any sounds until you started eating stuff or getting the monsters. So this is what the gameplay looks like when you're actually playing. You have 2 Pac-Man down here. You get an extra Pac-Man at 10,000, but the problem is, unlike the original, you don't get any more Pac-Mans after 10,000. So they changed this to make it more like the arcade, because that's the way it was there. All right, and when the Pac-Man moves, what happens is, in the arcade, when the Pac-Man moves, the Pac-Man will face the direction that you're going, up, down, left, right. The original Pac-Man for the Atari 2600, it would move left or right, but the Pac-Man would move up and down, but he wouldn't face he didn't face all the directions, basically. Face left, face right, not up, not down. All right, and you can play 2 players on this as well. All right, but the best thing is the fruit, because on the original Pac-Man, all you had was basically 1 fruit to eat in the middle of the screen. It would show up randomly, and it was only worth $100, and it was the same on any board that you got to. But in this version, you actually have fruits just like in the arcade. So as you can see, you have cherries that are worth 100, strawberries that are worth 300, and just like the arcade. Oranges are worth 500, apples are worth 700. But check this out, as you start going deeper into the game, just like the arcade, you start getting the better fruits. Grapes are worth $1,000, Galaxians 2,000. This nose right here, just kidding, it's not a nose. I know that, it's a bell, but it's worth 3K. And then of course, the further you keep going into Pac-Man in the arcade, you get to the keys and you would stay there until you're done playing, basically. And the keys are worth 5,000, just like the arcade. All right, and you also have intermissions that closely resemble what you would see in the Pac-Man version in the arcade. All right, and they kind of show you a little bit of the second intermission as well. But as you know, Atari 2600 had a problem with flickering because of the frame rate, so you might or might not get that. So then this right here, this shows like there's 8, you could play Pac-Man in 8 different ways. It was exactly like that on the original Pac-Man as well. And it gives you the chart right here. If you want to have the ghosts basically crawling, you can do game 3 or game 7. I usually like to do game 3 because not only is the Pac-Man fast, but the ghosts start out real slow, but they speed up really quick. Okay, and they end up basically jogging at some point, and it makes the game really challenging, especially if you can't get any other extra Pac-Man after you clear the boards. So, and it still has that glitch just like the original Pac-Man. So when you're going through a warp tunnel, when the ghosts are blue, you come off at the other side, and sometimes you'll pass right through the ghosts. No harm, no foul. And it seems like the game's gotten good reviews. So it's the game that Atari should have produced in the first place. It's a shame they had to cut so many corners and stuff back then to get the game out. But just wanted to show you guys what this game was all about. This is the game that I was playing the other day. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this little review about Pac-Man 8K. All right, be sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. Definitely make sure you subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and it helps supports us in the end because it allows our viewer count to go up. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, make sure you post those in there. All right, but for now, you all take care, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Check out my socials on X, Facebook, and Instagram, and also check out our Whatnot account, Green Bay Entertainment.